everyone, and welcome back to another Chillwave ASMR. Today is day 15 of 30 days of ASMR. I cannot believe that we are already halfway through 30 days of ASMR. It is crazy to me. But here we are. What an adventure and a journey it has been so far, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, whether you're a lurker and you're out there just kind of like browsing the videos, watching the videos, but not commenting otherwise. If you're commenting, liking, subscribing, thank you so much for sticking around. And if you are a channel member, thank you so much for joining the channel membership. There are a ton of perks for you, and as well as that, it's a great way to support the channel, so thank you so much for that as well. Now, we've already been through so much in the first 15 days of 30 days of ASMR. It's crazy to me how time flies, and like it really does fly. Like it's pretty out of control. Today, for the halfway mark, I thought I would do a little bit more of a reflection and share a little bit about myself and let you know how I'm doing on this side of the camera. So, right now, as you can see, I'm in this beautiful, sunny, serene lakeside cottage, and I'm way up in northern Ontario, and I'm up here for work. I work as a doctor, and so I get to travel around and work at all kinds of different locations and hospitals and stuff like that, and that's what brings me all the way up north. And so yeah, one of the perks of doing this is that sometimes you get to stay in these incredible, beautiful locations with birds chirping and the sound of the water kind of lapping up on the shore. It's a very relaxing and beautiful place. I've always been very drawn to water, and I find that water is very soothing and healing. And so for me, being right here on the water and being able to be a part of this is unbelievable. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. You'll notice that a few of my videos recently have been filmed in a different location, and that comes from taking Chillwave's mobile studios on the road. And that's what we do. We just gotta keep rolling forward with a new ASMR video every single day. It is always gonna require me to film out on the road and stuff. So now, a little word about today's video. I can't control the sound and the noises that you may hear around me. There is a highway not too far that way, and so we're gonna hear beeping and honking and all kinds of stuff. And the other little tidbit is that there are all kinds of people all over the place nearby that might be out on dirt bikes and ATVs and yelling and dogs barking. So I apologize for that, but bear with me. We'll get through it. So, guys, how am I doing? I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm very happy. I have a very supportive wife. You've met Mrs. Chillwave, so you know what she's like. Constantly a jokester. The banter is always fun. What we're like on the video, that's pretty much what we're like in real life as well. So, as you can imagine, we have a ton of fun just living and existing. And that's a pretty fun and exciting thing. She will be joining me here at this cozy cottage lakeside environment in the not too distant future. So, I would say that the decision to do 30 days of ASMR and put so much work into the channel, that decision comes from literally me enjoying that process so much. I get so much fulfillment from being creative, generating content. Obviously, I love tearing packs with you guys. That's the most fun thing ever. But just, building a community and having that local environment where we're able to share and, explore all kinds of really fun stuff is number one for me. The other thing is that I've been a long time ASMR consumer. And what I mean by that is that I've literally been watching and listening to ASMR videos for years. And I'm talking years and years and years. My first ASMR experience that I can remember is as a kid when I was getting my hair cut. The sound of the scissors snipping and the light ruffling of the hair. I remember as a kid getting these tingles and being like, what the heck is that? That's something pretty wild. my most profound memory of ASMR comes from when I was in university, and I would be sitting in the library and I would be studying, and people in the cubicles next to me would be whispering and chattering away, and sometimes in different languages. And just the sound of the whispering and especially the S and the sh sound, really gave significant ASMR. And so, after that, I started wondering, I wonder if I can find this out there in the world, and if other people are experiencing this, and if other people are making this kind of content for others to experience that relaxing feeling. And of course, that's when I found ASMR YouTube. And so I have been literally enjoying and watching and listening to ASMR content for so long. I always wanted to start my own ASMR channel, and the journey to starting that channel was kind of a long one. I've dabbled in, video editing and that creative space for some time, and I had been working on some other projects for Triathlon and some other things that I'm interested in, not ASMR stuff. And I thought, you know what, now's the time, maybe I'll start. So back in 2020, I released a video which I've released to you guys this week as well. That's the first and only video pre-chill wave that I ever made. So that video, it didn't really do that well, and it was the only time I uploaded it. I think it wasn't my time. I think I wasn't ready to really dive in headfirst into ASMR, and I'm glad that it took the journey that it did to get to this point, because I'm fully in. I love it so much. And so, and it wasn't until 2023 that I started Chillwave ASMR. And so, yeah, it was kind of a long road between that initial channel that I'd started, and which didn't go anywhere. I didn't put much effort into that. And then Chillwave ASMR, which of course is my baby. I'm putting so much effort into that, and I want to bring such quality content to you guys, and I want to learn so much as well, that it's this amazing process where I think I literally feel like it benefits everyone involved. It's tremendously rewarding for me. I learn a ton. It's a creative outlet for me, and then I hope that it brings relaxation and peace to you. And so, having that type of outlet is really meaningful and impactful to me. And that's the journey of how I got started into YouTube and ASMR. Now, a lot of people ask me, I've been asked a few times, if my own videos give me ASMR. And the short answer is sometimes. If I'm working on a tapping or crinkle video or mixed ASMR triggers, there are some times when I'm actually filming the video that the sounds that I'm generating, like the tapping or the crinkling, will actually give me ASMR, which is pretty wild because I gotta stay focused, I gotta keep working. And there's also sometimes when I'm editing and I'm playing it back and I'm listening to it and I'm working on the audio quality, I sometimes get ASMR in that stage as well. I take that as a good sign. If I'm getting ASMR from my own video, then it must be pretty okay. So, so the answer to that is yes, sometimes I do. And another question I get asked a lot is, where do I see the channel going in the future? And the truth is that I don't really know. I don't know. It all depends, right? I think I don't have a lot of control over how YouTube distributes what I'm making and putting out there into the world. There's an algorithm and there's a formula that only the clever minds at YouTube know about. And so my basic philosophy on this is that if I just continue to try to develop better quality content and put more effort in and continue to work hard, and I continue with consistency, that we may see some growth for the channel, and that would be ideal. That's the goal, right? Is to do this significantly. Now, I would say the main challenge associated with a YouTube channel like this or Chillwave ASMR is that it's very expensive. And part of that is my own fault because, let's face it, I love Pokemon cards. So sue me. So, I love opening Pokemon cards. They're very expensive, and And I don't have any kind of channel sponsorship or anyone out there that's, funding this. This is all self-funded. All of the equipment, the gear that I use, upgrading gear, managing equipment, subscriptions for things like sound effects and editing thumbnails, all of that stuff. It costs quite a lot of money. So, I think my dream for YouTube is that at some point, maybe the channel could be, I guess, supportive of itself, meaning that somehow the videos and the project itself generates the income necessary to sustain itself, rather than me having to work so hard outside of it and taking time away from what I could be putting into it, just to generate more funds to put back into the channel. That's kind of the background, I guess, challenge and the goal for, I guess, that piece. Because what I really want to be doing is literally just making more great content for you guys. I love planning the videos, I love making the videos, and I love editing the videos, and the whole thing. I love it, and that's what I want to be doing. I want to be doing as much of that as I possibly can, and that's how I get into doing 30 days of ASMR, because I'm like, you know what, let's do it every day, every single day for 30 days. It's a bit much. It's fun, don't get me wrong, and I love it, but it's a ton of work. Yeah, it's just because I love it, right? So, I think, in the future, after this 30 days of ASMR is over, my goal is to go back to a regular posting schedule, and my goal is to share that schedule with you, and incorporate regular live streams, both Pokemon live streams, gaming live streams, and general ASMR live streams, that kind of thing. And just kind of see where it goes from there. Will I do a 30 days of ASMR after this one? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a ton of fun, and it's a challenge, right? The key thing where I struggle sometimes is planning my schedule, because, even outside of YouTube, I'm very busy, and so, trying to manage the time necessary to do a good job making YouTube content, in addition to living a normal life and having a busy job, it's a whole thing. So, hopefully I'll be a little bit better prepared next time for that. Yeah, I hope you've been enjoying the giveaways. Honestly, the giveaways for me are an opportunity to give back to you guys and express my gratitude. That's one of the ways, they talk about love languages. One of my love languages is gift giving. And I am very grateful, and it's hard for me to, other than just through words and just saying, guys, I really appreciate you. I want to have another way to also do that, and doing a giveaway is that way to do that. If I could give you all gifts, I would, but of course, like I said, the channel is expensive, and we have to have a way of being reasonable, I guess, about that. And so I think, doing a gratitude giveaway associated with videos where, someone is randomly drawn, I think is the right way to move forward at this point. So that's what we've been doing. And yeah, that's been a ton of fun too. And we do them both in main videos and then also in the live streams, which are pretty fun as well. So yeah, that's been really good. One of my main interests outside of my medical job, outside of YouTube and ASMR, is triathlon, and so I spend quite a lot of time working on that and planning for that. So my next year, I'm going to have a few really big races, and my distance that I like to do is the half Ironman distance. That basically includes a 2-kilometer swim, a 90-kilometer bike ride, and then a half marathon run. That's the distance that I like to do. It's not so, terrible that you can't, enjoy the rest of your day after doing it. I've done the full-length Ironman, which is a 4-kilometer swim, a 180-kilometer bike ride, and then a full marathon, 42.2-kilometer run. And that is brutal. And I will say that, it's pretty difficult. You can barely walk afterwards. At least I could barely walk afterwards. I needed intravenous fluids, fluids by the IV afterwards one time. It's just, that distance is crazy, and the amount of time that it takes to train for it is out of control. It's pretty wild. So the half Ironman is a better distance for me, and yeah, eventually I'd like to be able to try to qualify for the world championships of that. Triathlon is one of those sports where if you are a bigger guy, it's harder because well, it's hard for everyone. I will say that, but it's hard to go fast because gravity. Who would have thought gravity, right? If you're on a very hilly course, it takes a lot of power to push your mass up a hill, right? It makes sense, and so that's something that I'm working on for next season, is trying to cut a few pounds so that I can maybe go a little faster out there on the race course, and to get good enough to qualify for the world championships, or even to do well. Just to do well, it requires a significant amount of consistency. And the way that my schedule has been, that has been a major challenge, getting everything in consistently. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm focused on for next year, for next season, is consistency in training, and a bit of trying to lean out a little bit to go a little faster. But it's a ton of fun, and if you are even remotely interested in triathlon, I think give it a shot, because it's a ton of fun and it's a real challenge, and it's what I call type 2 fun, meaning that it's not fun while it's happening. Sometimes it is a little bit, but it mostly hurts while it's happening. But it's fun in hindsight, because you're proud of your accomplishment, because you've done something massive, and because you just get this massive boost in your morale and your motivation and all this stuff. So that part is really great. So yeah, if you're even remotely interested in it, check it out. I started in triathlon. I actually started initially as a runner. During medical school, I was running and enjoying that process. I signed up for a few little races, like a 10K and half marathon, and enjoyed that experience. And then I was watching a video again on YouTube, of course, and I came across a video of the Ironman World Championships and was very inspired by the colossal effort that it is to do that, and that's how I got into triathlon. So I went out and got a bike and a wetsuit, and I joined a master swim club. I was living in Toronto at the time, and joined a master swim club and just got at it. And my first triathlon was a middle distance triathlon, somewhere between a sprint and an Olympic distance triathlon. And yeah, I got owned. I tipped over on the bike, and I got clobbered in the swim, and I had to walk on the run. But you know what? It was fun. I was hooked. And then after that, I jumped up to the half Ironman distance. My first half Ironman race was in Puerto Rico, and yeah, I've just been doing it ever since. I've been able to travel the world doing this, racing in the Middle East and racing all over. So yeah, that's been a ton of fun. So I'm really excited for next year. There's just so much great stuff in the works, and it feels good to be motivated and really, putting in a ton of effort towards a set of goals that I think challenge me and make me a little bit, I guess, better than I was yesterday. And that's what I'm trying to be, is, trying to improve consistently. The other kind of big news for us is that we have two dogs. They're, those cute little snorting, wrinkly pugs. One of them has been really sick lately, so that's been really tough. She's got some liver disease, and we've been really struggling with trying to get that under control and investigate that. Lots of trips to the vet and exploring that. She's doing well now. We've changed her diet. She's on some medications, and she's in good spirits. But, we were pretty worried for a little while there over the last couple weeks. Pretty worried about what was going to happen, because she was pretty sick for a bit. But I'm very pleased to report that she is on the mend and seems to be doing better. But she's requiring a lot of care. She's a bit older now. She's a little over 11 years old, and yeah, pugs are unfortunately prone to a number of health issues, and she's just getting older now, so this kind of thing happens. But we love them very much. Our other pug is completely blind, so she's always bouncing into things and walking all over the place. And if she spends too much much time alone, she gets pretty scared. So she always needs to be, around someone. And, we just love them so much and just enjoy looking after them and giving them a good home and trying to make sure that they feel loved and cared for. And so that's been a source of a little bit of stress lately. But you know what? She's doing okay, and we're just staying positive and optimistic that everything's going to be okay. Otherwise, Mrs. Chillwave has been having a ton, and I will say a ton of fun participating in the live streams. She was asking me, hey, are we going to go live this week? Are we going to go live this week? And I did an internet check, and, my internet is pretty good, so we're probably going to try to hop on there for a live at some point. And, yeah. So we may have already gone live before this gets posted, but yeah, just know that she's having a ton of fun and she really likes you guys and really appreciates all the banter back and forth in the chat and participating in that. She's having an immense amount of fun. So and that's great because I think she's really good at ASMR. So I'm really excited that she wants to participate and hang out and make videos and stuff like that too. I've gotten some requests for us to do like a video together, and she is fully down to do that. So we're going to be working on a video together at some point in the near future. Probably a Pokemon video because that's a fun thing. But we might try something else. I've been trying to get her maybe like interested in doing something like a role play kind of thing. But I don't know. I think she's a bit nervous about doing that. I think she might take a little bit of coaxing to get her into that. So we'll see what she wants to do, but I'm up for her participating as much as she wants, and the feedback from you guys has been really good, and I've shared everything like that with her, and so she's really excited about that. So thank you guys for being so kind and welcoming to her as well. It's really appreciated. I've got kind of a really cool anecdote about this location. So I've stayed here before, and actually last year when I was here, I was flying my drone out over the water and just looking down at the water, and I found a sunken boat. Crazy. And so I actually went out on my paddleboard and tried to find the sunken boat, and I found like an old anchor and a chain and this old boat, and it looks really old. I think it was like a rowboat from a long time ago, but yeah, pretty cool. It's in 10 or 12 feet of water, and the water here is very crystal clear. It's beautiful, clear water, and yeah, so it was really fun exploring that. That was right behind me, literally, just out there in the water. So that's a pretty cool thing. The place where I'm at right now is, it's, honestly, it's such a beautiful place. It's paradise, and it's so far north and kind of difficult to get to that I think a lot of people don't actually often come here. You can sail to here from the United States, and so we do see a lot of American tourists and stuff like that come through here, especially during the summer months, and that's a pretty fun thing. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful spot. I've been coming to this specific location for years and years, and I do travel all over the place. So, if you look at a map of Northern Ontario, I've been to most of the places that are on the map. And so I do a lot of driving. And, it's funny because driving is such a necessary thing for me to get to and from work and to travel between all these different places that I go. But, it's challenging because it's a lot of time to spend. There's not really any way to speed it up. You have to just sit there and endure the journey, right? And if you're driving consistently for 7, 8, 9 hours at a time, that's a long drive, right? So, and there's not really anything you can do about it. So I try to make the best use of the time with audiobooks and podcasts. By the way, if you have any podcast recommendations for me, please drop them in the comments. I feel like I've listened to every podcast known to man. True crime podcasts, medical podcasts, you name it, comedy podcasts, I've listened to so much, and I'm definitely looking for more content. So if you have any recommendations for me, that would be appreciated. And I try to make the best of that time, but always you feel like I would rather be spending that time doing other things like, working on my triathlon training or filming a video for YouTube or doing something else like that, right? So, I think I can see in my future a change in the way that I work and the way that I operate that and plan and schedule things to spend less time driving because, I mean, it's a ton of time and you just can't get that time back, right? It's such a precious thing that we only get so much of and we don't know how much we have, so we have to be careful how we spend it. And I'm at the moment spending a ton of time driving. That's okay. I used to love driving, but I think I need to cut down. Let's have a look at this view. So beautiful. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here today. We are officially halfway through 30 Days of ASMR. Yeah, I can't believe how fast time is flying. I just want to say I appreciate you. So thank you so much for tuning in for 30 Days of ASMR for the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, for commenting, for liking. I am immensely grateful. For the people giving feedback, I appreciate that. Thank you for that. I do read every single message, and feedback is essential for me to try to learn and grow, and I do what I can to do that. So I do appreciate that. Stay tuned, guys. Lots coming in the next 15 days of ASMR. So we're gonna have more giveaways, more live streams, more fun, more excitement, and more collaborations. So guys, have an amazing day today. If your day is terrible today, I'm so sorry, but tomorrow's a new day, and it will be a good day. I know it. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day. See ya.